So I got a parcel today, which should be the Tascam DR-07 Mk II. So let's have a look. Yep, that's what it is. Another parcel from my favourite online store. Okay, let me just remind myself what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to record some sound, just so you can hear it, and for fun I'm going to compare it with the Zoom H1. I'll use the default settings for both, and then you can see which sounds better and see whether you can tell any difference. At the moment, and depending on where you buy, this is just over half the price of the Tascam, so there's a big difference certainly in the price. So I'm going to set this up now so I can record some sample sound for you. Before we do, let's actually have a look, see what we get in the box. Wow. Instruction manuals, presumably in several different languages. That's excessive. And then the item itself. So we get some batteries, great, we can start immediately. USB cable. Let's have a look at the two units side by side. So that's the Tascam and that's the Zoom. They're clearly the same kind of idea, but this certainly, the Tascam certainly has a better feel to it. It looks and feels more expensive. And the SD card, which is 2 GB I believe, is already loaded. I'll show you close-ups of the actual device itself in a few moments. Okay, so what I plan to do is to record on both of these, and then I'll let you hear the sound from each, and at the end I will tell you which was which. Now, one thing that I should say is that I'm just putting these on this cardboard box simply because it's easier for me. But if I got the positioning just right, I'm sure that would affect the quality of each one of them. So do take these results as they're intended to be used. It's a quick comparison between the two items. So let me start the Zoom. Okay, that's now recording. And for the Tascam, we have to press the record button twice. In fact, this is the second time I've done this because I forgot the first time round. So now I'm going to synchronize the sound with a sharp sound, and I will talk at you. Okay, so we have two microphones on each of these devices. Can you tell the difference? Can you tell which one is now playing back? I'm actually using item A, but which is item A? Okay, so at this point you were supposed to be seeing me speak to you on camera and hear the sound of both of these recording devices. Now, at the moment you're listening to item A, and in a moment or two on the video, when we return to that, I will reveal which item A is. There was a slight problem when I did the recording. The Tascam, straight out of the box, was set for manual level control, and the level was set to 0. So although I was talking and recording, the sound was completely inaudible. There was nothing there. Having read the manual, I suppose that's a good idea generally. I found out how to set the automatic level, and what you're now hearing on both devices is auto level recording. I'm recording to a WAV file, and I'm using 16-bit 96 kilohertz on each of these two recorders. So it's a fair test. You're getting a fair comparison between the Tascam and the Zoom. Now in a moment you're going to hear exactly the same thing on item B, and then you'll be able to make up your own mind about the quality of the sound. This is item B coming up now. And in a moment or two on the video, when we return to that, I will reveal which item A is. There was a slight problem when I did the recording. The Tascam, straight out of the box, was set for manual level control, and the level was set to 0. So although I was talking and recording, the sound was completely inaudible. There was nothing there. Having read the manual, I suppose that's a good idea generally. I found out how to set the automatic level, and what you're now hearing on both devices is auto level recording. I'm recording to a WAV file, and I'm using 16-bit 96 kilohertz on each of these two recorders. So it's a fair test. You're getting a fair comparison between the Tascam and the Zoom. So can you tell any difference in the sound? We're back on the Canon microphone now. That's a Canon 550D. So you've had a chance to listen to item A and item B. Which did you prefer? Well, I'm going to tell you that item A was the Zoom H1. Item B was the Tascam DR-07. Could you tell the difference? Was one certainly more than, nearly double the value of the other? Let me just stop these. So this, the Tascam, is almost twice the price of the Zoom. This is light, very small, a little bit plasticky, but I would take this certainly in places where I wouldn't want to take the more expensive item. This will go in a shirt pocket. It's very simple, lightweight, easy to use. This is a little bit more considered, I would think, but whether the quality is better remains to be seen. You'll already have heard. Other than saying I would actually probably buy a case for this because it's such a nice finish, the real test is in how they sound, and you've already heard that. What I will do is listen to this now, and I'll add my thoughts at the end. Well, this is just a very quick summary of what I already said. You've heard the two devices. For me, the Tascam is far and away the better. I haven't normalised and processed the audio. It may be that you can bring the difference between the two items down to a very small gap, and the Zoom H1 may well increase in quality sufficiently to be very close to the Tascam if you do some processing. But for me, for a straight out of the box item, the Tascam is absolutely hands down the winner. They're both great devices, certainly have different applications, and I don't think you can go wrong with either of them, but for the way I like to work, Tascam, it's a winner.